just not really believing in the Diddy trial. For some reason, I'm not believing it. I'm not believing it. But even though I know nothing is real, everything is fake anyway. But the point is that like, okay, all this reality is fake, and we're in a simulation for real. Like in this simulation, I'm really talking right now. Okay, that's what I mean, right? Stuff is happening in real time within the simulation. I'm really talking right now. Okay, and that's what I mean. Like I'm really looking at this white truck in front of me right now. Okay, but I think the Diddy thing, I'm having a hard time with it. But I'm not into it either. I'm not interested in Diddy. I'm really not interested in what he did and how bad it was. You know why? Because there's worse entities than him that exist. Something trained him to be what he is. And honestly, I don't think the actual Diddy, well, his name is changed. So Puff Daddy is no longer in that person. His name was changed to Diddy. Why his name is changed to Diddy? Is Puff Daddy gone? That's what I'm talking about. And I believe another entity entered that body. And so sometimes people want to look at a physical appearance and think the person who is the physical appearance is doing all this stuff. I think that guy has been gone a long time. And so I don't get into select. And I'm going to tell you another reason why. There's been so many instances of humiliation rituals to the point that when these people get exposed for stuff, I don't pay it no attention. Because there's really no such thing as justice in this particular realm of existence. There's no justice. There's no justice. It's all about how much money you have, who you're connected to, and as one person I heard say on her video yesterday, who is sponsoring you, right? Who's sponsoring you, right? And that's what it's about. It's not about justice. I said this before. The Most High is not in charge of this, and the reason why the Most High is not really in charge is because collectively people have decided to go along with the ego. And so when people choose to continue to live by their ego, and you can see people choose to live by their ego if they still think it's going to be a difference between the Republican and Democratic Party. Yeah, it's going to be a difference in how you see things are done. But in the same token, the overall goal is going to be the same because the people who are really in charge, I believe, allegedly are the Nazis, right? And so allegedly the Nazis are in charge and they have entities that they work with. And so as long as they are running the show, there's nothing Donald Trump or Kamala Harris would do that is not approved by them. And that's why I don't really care in the Democratic versus Republican stuff. All I know is this, because I never thought Donald Trump was going to save the day. One thing I do know is that even though it's going to be an overall goal, regardless of who's in office, the way things happen is going to be it might come at a time where you might have a little bit more time to work on yourself versus one party. If they would have been in office, you wouldn't have had no time and things would have went to hell right away. And then another party, it might not affect you directly, might affect somebody else, but you have time. Like, you have time now. Somebody else didn't have time, but you have time. Okay, so that's what I mean by that. But the overall goal is nothing that either one of them can do that's going to be beyond what the Nazis and whatever extraterrestrials that the Nazis are working with, whatever is approved by them, they're not going to do anything beyond that. It's not going to happen. But so that's why I say it's not going to be any real justice, because if it's going to be real justice, then what you're going to have to do is remove the Nazis. What you're going to do is remove the extraterrestrials, the unseen. You're going to have to remove what is in the unseen. If you want some real justice, you're going to have to remove the unseen entities, because they are entities. They don't look like humans. I've seen some of them. I don't know if they know I've seen them, but I'm able to see sometimes just by all of a sudden I just see a vision of them, right? And these aren't people. They're not people. Okay. And so if you want justice, and you got to move them out the way. And so, like, it's not going to be an injustice, and that's why I'm not taking this Diddy stuff seriously, because it's not going to be an injustice. If something happens to him, it is only because he might be moved out the way for something else, but it's not to make the world a better place. Trust me on that. If something happens to Diddy, which is not that person who was Puff Daddy, I think Puff Daddy is long gone somewhere else. He might be going on to glory or wherever he's going to, but I don't think Puff Daddy is in that body. That is some entity called Diddy. Okay. Uh, and if Diddy is somehow something happens to Diddy, he's moved out the way. If it's the true story, because the people at the bottom of the pyramid don't get the truth. The Illuminati gets the ultimate truth, and then under that and under that and under that, like you get less and less and less and less and less truth. So the folks at the bottom that think that's all making YouTube videos, they don't know nothing. They're at the bottom of the pyramid. You're not getting information. You get information if you're a seer. If you are a real seer, you get information like that because you can see the unseen without anybody telling you. Other than that, if somebody got to tell you, you're at the bottom. And if you do know, you can't say nothing. Because it ain't about, oh, be brave and just tell. No, 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 no. Don't be brave, please. Do not be brave. Don't do it. You don't understand who's in charge. These are other extraterrestrials. They real. I've seen what they look like. They're in charge. So if you want to be brave, you got to deal with them. Because the orders come down. If you look like a human killed you, which might not be a human being, it's because the orders came down from the top. So don't be brave unless you got some real protection on you. Like, what's the point? Because they can trap your soul, they can trap your consciousness and send you and transfer your consciousness somewhere else. Like, what is the point? Nobody's going to remember. Nobody's going to care. And it was all in vain. What is the, do not be brave. Do not do it. That's why I made that video about being an activist. Do not do it. What is the point if nobody can help you? If you are protected and you got a lot of people who have your back like this Ibrahim Traore person, if you got people to have your back like that and you're well protected, I can see it. But if you ain't got no protection like that, the minute something happened to you, you can't even make a phone call. You can't even borrow $5,000. Like, if you can't even get $5,000, don't risk your life for nobody. Like, nah, I need friends who can at least let me hold $1 million. Seriously, and $1 million ain't a lot of money these days, okay? It's not a lot of money. It's good money. I mean, somebody give me $1 million, I can, because I don't live a lavish lifestyle, it'll carry me a long way because I don't live a lavish lifestyle. But, but somebody who can't even give you $5,000 if you get in trouble, do not stick your neck out because it's going to be in vain. Trust me. I've been dead. I've died before. I know what's going on right now. My consciousness is here. I passed away. In this particular simulation, I passed away in the 70s, and I was always a good person, but guess what? My consciousness is still right here. I didn't go to no, whatever you call it, heaven. I ain't go there. I don't know what heaven is. I don't know if heaven is better than earth. I'm not sure if it's better yet. But, so, no. Somebody passed away doing something that was supposed to be a good person. They defending everybody else. No, the only thing they did, it was take on everybody else's karma. Only thing they did was take on everybody else's baggage. So guess what? When they die, and they holding on to all this baggage, trying to be some activist, trying to defend somebody, that's a weight that's like added karma. That's like a weight that's gonna carry you all the way down like a doggone millstone. Like a millstone or something being tied to your ankle or something, you know? And you get assassinated or unalived, trying to defend everybody and trying to be brave, and you carrying that burden in your heart, you're not light as a feather. And something happens to you, your consciousness is not going to go to a better place. You carry, because it's carrying burdens, your heart. It's all about what's in your heart. I don't care if you was nice to somebody. It ain't got nothing to do with being nice to somebody. It's about what's in your heart. If you carrying those kind of burdens in your heart, you're going to go exactly what that matches up with the vibration that you were on with those kind of burdens. Because I know it already. I experienced it. Nobody has to tell me anything. This is an experience right now for me. Because this is my afterlife. Okay? But anyway, now, yeah, the whole Diddy thing, I feel like, I wonder if it's real. But even if it's actually taking place in real time, I question, but if it's taking place in real time, I don't think people are going to get the results that they are expecting because they're looking for some kind of justice. There is no such thing as justice. It's not going to. There's no such thing as justice. There's a such thing as justice in the spiritual world, and I'm talking about the real spiritual world that's on a much higher vibration, that's above the firmament. When you are above the firmament, out of this realm of reality, this is hell. This is the underworld. When you are above the firmament in the real world, then you have justice. Then it's not about who has money and who's all this. You know, people are not allowed to do spiritual work and take your energy. They're not allowed to do that. Like, yeah, stuff come back on them right away. They're not allowed to do those kind of things. But over here, anything goes. Anything goes. Okay? Because if it didn't, then the ones who are really in charge, something would have happened to them by now. And I'm talking about the doggone extraterrestrials. I ain't even talking about a human. I'm talking about the extraterrestrials. Something would have happened to them by now. There's no justice. There's no justice. Okay? You can create your justice, but then who are you going to be up against? Because if you're up against somebody who's too powerful, I don't know if you're going to see justice in this particular realm of existence. Okay? So yeah, I question. Now, Cassie, listen, I'm going to tell you what I see in the unseen. And what I've seen in the unseen with Cassie, I saw her wearing a top hat. I saw that she was a magician. Nothing wrong with a magician if somebody's a magician. I know that. I'm talking about as far as this situation is concerned, right? As far as this whole Diddy situation is concerned, not whether she's magical in her life. There's nothing wrong with having a magical life. I'm not talking about that. Like, I'm talking about in this particular situation with this Diddy case. I saw a vision of Cassie wearing a top hat, and I do not believe that video of that hotel. I do not believe it's real. There's a few people who made videos. One lady, I'm not gonna call her name because she would have saved her video if she wanted her name to be out there. She would have saved the video. So I'm not gonna put her name out there. But I remember her saying it looks like a green screen. And I remember somebody else saying that this was way with Renegade Witches, right? This was before I saw the video. And I looked at Wayward Renegade Witches because I don't think she gets rid of her videos. So I looked at Wayward Renegade Witches blog, and she said that video has a lot of glitches. It's a 2016 video. I get that it's almost 10 years old, but that's a whole lot of glitches. Like, it's a lot of glitches, right? And when I saw it, it did not look right to me. It's like something don't add up to me. Something's not looking right. It looked like it could be AI. It looked like a green screen. Something don't look right. But even a green screen could look better than that. Like, something don't add up about that video. That doesn't mean that it's a fake video. I'm not going to call it a fake. I'm not even going to say allegedly because ain't nobody told me anything about it being fake. I'm just going to say something about that video does not look right. And Cassie, when I had that vision of her wearing a top hat, I said, she's a magician. She's a major player in this whole Diddy case. Meaning that by her playing a magician, it's almost she kicked off controlling the masses. She kicked off controlling the masses. Because Cassie is a big name around this Diddy case. Like, she has become a superstar around this Diddy case. So I started morning thinking to myself, just asking. I know Cassie was told to do it. She just didn't sue Diddy because she felt like she deserved it. I mean, I'm sure she does deserve it, but I don't think that's why she sued Diddy. I think she was told to do it, and Diddy might not have told her to do it, but he was aware that she was going to do it. And I asked, is he even upset? Was he even upset? No, he's not upset. Absolutely not. This is all a game. It's all a game. It's all a game. Cassie is a major player in this Diddy game. Okay. Um, Cassie is a. I mean, I'm not gonna say allegedly. Nobody told me that. I believe. Nobody told me that, so I'm not gonna say allegedly because nobody told me that. Nobody accused her of that, so there's no allegedly. It's just something that I get the feeling of. Something I get the feeling of. Okay. No allegedly. Nobody said this about her. Nobody else has said this about her. Uh, but that's it. I don't have anything else to say. That but other than yeah, she's just all of this is kind of like a hoax. And I feel like it's all a humiliation ritual for whatever that entity that's using Diddy, that's playing Diddy, or whatever it is. I mean, I don't know enough about the industry to call things humiliation rituals. I don't, I don't know enough about the industry to give to use all of these words, right? But it's something. It's something that he has to go through these type of things in the public eye. Like he has to go through this thing in the public eye. Because personally, you never know what he's doing. You don't even know if he was been in jail that whole time. You never know, a prison or whatever. You never know what he's been doing this whole time. Okay? Because I don't believe a darn word the media say. I mean, they lie to people in schools. They lie to people about history. They lie to people about mathematics. But you pay. That's why I didn't get mad that Donald Trump is cutting funds on education, because I mean you're literally all constantly you're being taught wrong about everything you're being taught wrong, and that's why people are in reverse and don't know they're in reverse. You're in reverse because the truth has been kept from you, even when it comes down to physics, even when it comes down to any kind of mathematics, even when it comes down to health, even when it comes down to the media history. Everything is lied. Like the map is even backwards, the map is even wrong. So where's Africa for real? Where's the motherland for real? Even the map is wrong. I keep getting visions of an old map. And it's showing me that it's the correct map, and it's a map that looked like it was like a map from the 1950s. It was like the color, most of the color of the map is like brown looking. That kind of map, not this new map that's out, but the map that I keep getting shown a vision of is like brown, like it looks old, like it's been around, like a 1950s map or something. Okay, or 1950s, like a very old, ancient looking globe that used to be back in the day. But the new stuff, like everything is wrong. So I cannot, you know. And that's what got people. That's why people are in reverse, because everything is just taught the wrong way. And people talking about ascension and clearing, like, no, you need to know the truth. You need to be enlightened. You can't be just knowing lies and stuff and be constantly being taught lies, and then somehow you vibrating higher and getting to a higher, getting out of this firmament. Like, you need to know the truth. Okay? But anyway, that is it, and I'll talk later.